What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Sorry I don't make videos as often as I should. Probably don't make them at all, but I figured I'd make this video because it's very important. Um, the market is crashing. So if you look at the last 2 days, the market has gone down almost 20 points, which is insane to happen in 2 days. Just yesterday, you had just a complete collapse. The SPY dropped from 400 all the way down to 391, actually 390. And today you had a bit of a pop up, but then it dropped from 393 all the way to 384. These are $10 moves down. Those are huge moves in the SPY. Just so you guys are aware, like the SPY typically doesn't move more than, 1 or 2 points a day. So to have 2 days where it moves 10 points downwards is insane. So I'm going to tell you guys that you should look to get out of crypto. Anything you have in crypto, you should look to get out of it. I'm not trying to say that you should just go and sell everything and all I'm saying is that be aware of what's happening, right? Be aware that yesterday when the market, right? So yesterday, everything open, everything was fine. Bitcoin or Ethereum was still holding strong. I like to use Ethereum because it's a little bit of a better, Bitcoin's kind of more heavily priced, so you don't have as many people trading it. But with Ethereum, because it's a little cheaper, you have a lot more people trading it. But just look at this from yesterday, right? So yesterday you had this move all the way down to 1950, and then today you had a drop almost all the way down to 1870 kind of area, right? 1894, and now it's bounced back up to 1950. But understand that if the market continues to go lower, Bitcoin, Ethereum, everything will go lower. It will happen very quickly. You can see right now the market's trying to bounce around and hold. So it's catching this 384.50 area and it's kind of holding their support. So you do have buyers stepping in, but just understand that overall, when you start to look at this volume and just what's happening, it's all selling volume. It's just these bounces are temporary. They're not going to hold for a long time, which is why you need to be aware that if you're holding crypto and say, you're only up maybe 10% or something, you should look to get out. I don't know if my I think my camera's being stupid. I'm sorry, guys, if that is. But just understand that you should look to get out now and get back in a few months after everything tanks. You shouldn't look to hold now unless you really don't care. If you have like a couple $100 or whatever, it's not a big deal. You're not going to worry about losing it. That's kind of my position. I've pulled out like more than 20 or 30% of my positions, which I was like, I really would like to take some profits because I was up on some of my positions like Polygon and Mana, Decentraland. But with everything else in Ethereum, like when it was at 22, I was taking profits. I was like, you know what, I'm going to sell like 20-30% of my position just because I thought the SPY and the overall markets are still going to go down. They might be going up right now, a little bit, bouncing off this level, but in the end, it's going to go lower again, and you're going to see Bitcoin, or I should say Ethereum, is probably going to go back. Yeah, see, my camera's all messed up. Sorry, guys. But what you're going to see in Ethereum is you're going to see a crash all the way probably back down to this 1600 level, right? The low, so anywhere between this 16 and 1500, as you can see this support down here, or I should say this resistance. Okay, never mind. So the original resistance up here was 1760, right? So that's where you should look. This broke down a little bit, all the way to 1450. So these are going to be your support areas. You're going to have a support at 1750, and then you're going to have support again at 1450, right? But look for it to retest these levels. Look for Ethereum to come back down and retest that low, right? The low from this year, right? If you look at the yearly chart, the low from this year is that 1450. We're going to retest that, right? Or from last year, sorry. So from last year, the low of 1450 is going to get tested again, I think, within the next couple weeks. Probably by the end of the month, you're going to see prices back to those levels. So what I'm doing in this video is trying to just give you guys an idea of, hey, you should look to trade crypto at this time, maybe, if you're interested. But if you're buying to the long side and you're holding for a long-term investment, you should understand that if the market crashes and we go into recession, Bitcoin and Ethereum will crash as well, and everything will kind of end up going lower with the markets. And all I can really say is that trade your own style, and if you are okay leaving your money in and just holding for this through this volatility, then that's okay. But if you're like sitting there with a few $1,000s and you're really worried about the market crashing and you losing a lot of money, I'm telling you right now, you are going to lose money in the next couple weeks. It's going to happen. The way this market is moving, the way the sellers are coming in, the amount of pressure to the downside is going to push this market probably back to 360, and then we're going to test 350 and 340. So that means crypto is going to crash as well. So I just wanted to make you guys aware of these kind of levels. If you're trading other things, if you're trading things like Polygon and Cardano, like I'm trading Polygon as well. Polygon is one of those ones that I think you're going to have a retrace back all the way to $1. It kind of sucks that at one point, we were up to like over $2, and now it's back all the way to 142. I was looking to sell a little bit in this 180, and I think I just missed my opportunity because that's where I was looking to take profits, and then I think it just ripped down so low. So with Polygon, you're going to look to retest this 130 area, which we already have tested, and you're going to go back down to this $1 area. These are the levels you're going to test again because everything's going to crash, and when the market crashes, everything goes together, right? When you're talking about Decentraland, you're talking about probably back to 50 cents. And it sucks because it's already down to those levels. It's already back down to like 71 cents, right? It was just at 92 cents the other day, or $1. So anyway, sorry I'm kind of rambling on, but these are just my thoughts on all of these kind of, I'm going to call them, but they're like assets that are not necessarily stable. These kind of altcoins, as they're called, these not permanent, factors in the markets like Ethereum, like Bitcoin, which are large, stable, kind of almost institutions in themselves. They have so much buying pressure and so many banks and things have exposure. But you also have, this is the other reason why I think you should probably get out of crypto right now, is because you had things like this, I'm not sure if it's FRC. Oh, it is FRC. So you had this bank today that is really heavy on exposure to crypto, similar to something like Silvergate, right? And Silvergate just announced that they're actually going bankrupt. So you see what happened with Silvergate, right? Is their stock collapsed, and because they were relying on trading crypto, and their platform basically collapsed, and they don't have any more money. So other banks that have exposure to them, like FRC, like this First Republican Bank of San Francisco, which has a lot of exposure to it, this morning crashed. It crashed pretty bad, all the way to $45, then it bounced up to 95. So if you look at this, it doesn't look that bad. You'd say, okay, well, it held, it came right back up, so there's no big deal, right? But in the long run, you should look at that, like this bank was all the way back up to at 120 a couple days ago. So for it to lose more than 50% of its value in a couple days is pretty scary, right? And just because you're getting this bounce doesn't tomorrow. So the fact that a lot of these different places that have exposure to crypto, you should probably be looking to like get out of your positions if these things continue to go lower, which I'm almost 100% they will. So that's just my take. Do with it what you will, but understand that more than likely crypto is going to crash, and we're going to see the lows of the year. If not in the last 52 weeks, we're going to see 52-week lows in almost everything. So that means Bitcoin, Ethereum back down to test those lower levels. Ethereum being 1400, probably 1750 at first will be your first stop. That'll probably happen in the next couple weeks, and then probably by the end of the month to mid-April, you'll see the low 1450s. That's my kind of idea of what's going to happen. On the market, you can always buy put contracts. Today, I was buying put option contracts, trying to sell this thing down. Had a decent trade on one after I lost money this morning. So it was kind of one of those days of like being annoyed with yourself. But I was able to catch this nice move here on the SPY because I knew it was going to go lower, because I knew it was going to sell off. And I was actually thinking of getting back in here when it came all the way back down. But I just, towards the end of the day, you start getting some weird volatility. You start getting these big buyers coming in and then unsustained selling pressure. So at this point, I think the market's just going to chop sideways for the rest of the today. But in terms of the rest of the month, I think we're going to maybe be choppy for a week or two, and then we're going to drop. We're going to go all the way back down to test the lows, which is 360 in the SPY, right? So if you look at the overall chart on the SPY, you'll see that the lows that we've had in the past year is this 350, this 348 basically, right? Now that was an aberration. It wasn't really a big area. 355 is kind of your bigger area, 360. But you're going to come down all the way back down to test these areas, right? Like you're going to be looking to test the lows here pretty soon. So after these areas break, you know, this 380 is going to be a pretty big level of support, so it's probably going to chop around here for a few days. But if it breaks this 380, it's going to go all the way back down to 360, right? Just like it did back here. You can see when it broke this 380 270, right, it flushed all the way down, and that's probably what's going to happen again. Just so you're aware, and just so you should be looking to take profits if you have them in Bitcoin or Ethereum, and if you have exposure to a bunch of stocks, then I would say probably look to offload some. I'm holding most of my stocks because I'm in them for dividend plays, and these are stocks that I'll probably just buy at cheaper. All the crappier stocks I've already sold, and I'm not really looking to hold any of those for exposure. But we should be aware that the markets are very, very red right now, and the selling pressure, everything about it is just red. Like, just look at this selling pressure, right? It's just sustained selling pressure all day. And if we don't get any kind of relief rally in the next couple days back up to 400 and then above, if we can't break back above 400 in the SPY, which we almost guaranteed won't, we're going to be seeing low numbers on the SPY, and we're going to see low numbers in Ethereum and all these other things. Like I've been saying for the past few minutes, sell if you're not looking to hold through this volatility. Okay? That's all I want to say. Sorry I took a little bit more time explaining it because I just wanted to make myself clear of all the things I'm thinking about right now. Sorry that my camera's messed up and not working properly, but not much I can do about that. So that's my thoughts today, guys. Sorry for taking a little longer than I wanted, and sorry that my camera is not the best. But you got my thoughts anyway. Do with them what you will, but yeah, I don't think it's going to look good for the next couple weeks or months until we can hit the bottom again and then hopefully bounce. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Have a good day.